you're joining us the first time, this class is more focused on movement without necessarily using any external equipment. All we need is a chair and our body and the right mindset to move. We are going to continue strengthening our body, mobilize, getting a nice stretch in, headed toward the weekend. Sound good? All right, so we'll begin with a bit of deep breathing, starting with inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouths with pursed lips. So breathe in and exhale out. And in, expanding the chest, opening up the lungs. And exhale with pursed lips. Breathing in once again. Really opening up the chest and diaphragm, ensuring very good oxygen flow to our blood and body. And exhale. And one more time. Breathing in and exhale out. I like structuring things from the top down and up again, just so that we get into the nooks and crannies of all our joints. So we're going to start off with our neck, first with the yes movement, bringing our chin down toward our chest. Really trying to get a deep stretch into the top portion where our neck meets the base of our skull. Holding here for a couple of seconds to help enforce that stretch. We can always place one hand behind the back of our head and supporting also our chin, gently pushing down to get a good deep stretch. Slowly release, and reversing, leading with our nose and our chin, looking up as high as we can so that we can elongate the front muscles of our neck. It also helps if we keep our jawline relatively clenched, so that our teeth are close together, and we can also place our hand by our collarbone, again, to help support the top and bottom of those neck muscles. One more time, going down, starting with the chin leading toward the chest, holding for about 15 seconds in total. And reversing one more time, leading with our chin and nose, gazing up toward the sky and ceiling, keeping our mouths closed, supporting at our collarbone, to get a gentle stretch. Slowly release. Bring our head back towards center so that we can look around, scanning our lovely homes. Looking first toward our left. Nice straight posture with our back, and really trying to stretch out with the side of our neck, aiming our chin toward our shoulder. We can gently push against our chin or cheek to get a bit deeper into that stretch. I'll just remind that being aware of our breathing is always a good thing. Nice, controlled, slow, deep breaths will help engage the circulatory system and get really good blood flow and oxygen flow to those muscles. Releasing that stretch and turning now toward our right. Slowly easing into that right direction. Chin aimed toward our chin. I'm going to turn my body just so you can see. And again, you can always use your palm to gently get deeper into that stretch by gently pushing. Holding for another couple of seconds. And release. Back to center. We went yes and no. Now we're going so by tilting our head, left ear toward left shoulder. Be mindful that your opposite, your right shoulder doesn't shrug up. So press down with that shoulder, and you can always also place your left hand atop the side to gently pull down so you can feel a bit more of that stretch. Excellent. Deep breaths. And gently release. And going to the opposite side, our right, tilting our right ear toward our right shoulder, getting a deep bit more into that stretch by holding and keeping the left shoulder down. Nicely done, everyone. Great job. And slowly release that and give our neck a gentle, just do as much as you can. If this is too wide, you can always modify by doing head circles a bit smaller, but the neck is responsible for a great many number of movements, and so we want to give them adequate attention. 2 more. Clockwise. Very good. And reversing. If this makes you feel dizzy, a helpful tip is to look at one point ahead of you so that the eyes just track one singular motion. That helps to ease any sort of dizziness. 1 more. And end. Now that the neck is nice and limber, we're going to move down toward our shoulders for some nice shoulder rolls, starting with the back. Going to go with 8 of these. That was 2. This is 3. And 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Oh, I did 2 more, 2 additional ones. We're going to go the opposite direction. Now shoulders rolling in. I'm going to keep track this time. I'm doing 8. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Squeeze those shoulders up high, shrugging, nice squeeze, hold, and release. Release all that tension down to the gravity, bringing those shoulders down, and squeeze again, raising those shoulders up toward our ears, nice squeeze, and release all that tension down. Good. Final time. Raising them up toward our ears, squeeze. Get all that bundled up energy and release. Nicely done, everyone. Good. We're gonna raise our arms up nice and high as we're reaching up for a ladder and squeezing back with our arms. Bringing our shoulder blades up together as we bring our arms down. Raising up high and squeezing the arms back. Good. 2. Going for 6. Raising up tall and squeezing back. Good. Up and squeezing down. 4. 2 more of these. Up, nice and tall up to the sky, and sitting back. Final 1. Up high and squeeze. Arms up to our elbows, down, up for our elbows. I'm going to make the turn so you can see. Tapping our fingertips toward our shoulders. If you'd like a little bit more involvement in our wrists, we can raise our arms up ever so high. So when we tap, we can bring our wrists down a little further and engage the entirety of our arm in this. 3 and 2. Final time. And 1. Very good. Holding on straight. We're going to start off with these small circles with our arms and then bringing them out toward our side, making them bigger as we go. 5 rotations. 3, 2, 1, and stop. And reversing, starting off big, and slowly reducing so that they're miniature circles, and then bringing them toward the front of our body. Very good. Placing our hands down. Good. Let's check out our arms a little bit. I know bringing our arms out can really do a number in making our shoulders burn. Those shoulder muscles are really responsible for a lot of things. That's why they have to be nice and strong and limber, but they also need a little bit of rest, and that's what we're going to do. With our hands, we're going to spread out our fingers, just like jazz hands, trying to really separate those fingers apart from each other and then clench them so that the tiny muscles in the inside of our hands and closing get some love and attention as well. Open and close, open and close. Let's turn our palm side toward our face and do the same thing for another 4 repetitions. Open and close, open and close, open, close. Last one, open and close. Now we're ready to fight. So we got our dukes up. We're going to gently jab across our body. Really try to reach out in front of us. So I'm going to turn my body so you can see a little bit more of a reach, really involving the trunk in this, extending our arms, involving everything together. If you had a bad day during the week, this is your opportunity to imagine that it was a person personified and you're really trying to beat it up a little bit. You've been bad Tuesday. It's really hot outside. Should have been cooler out. Good, everyone. Nicely done. 2 more on each side. Final one. Excellent. We've engaged a little bit of that twist, and so we really want to emphasize a little bit more of that stretch. So we're going to swing our arm around toward the back of our chair. I'm going to turn my body so you can see that. I swung my arm over so we can hold on to the back of our chair using our opposite hand to support ourselves, anchor at our body, and gently twist, looking back in that direction that we're twisting, holding for another 15 seconds. Good. Slowly release, first by the hand by your knee, and then releasing with the hand that was supporting yourself. And repeat on the other side. Circling over, anchoring yourself, the back of your chair or armrest, whichever you have, and whichever feels more comfortable. Opposite hand supporting at the knee and gently twisting. Also for another 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Now that we're in center. If you hadn't already, we'll scoot a little bit toward the edge of our chair so that we have a little bit more ability to widen our stance. We want a good base support here so that we ensure we don't fall as we bring our arm, our right arm, up and over, leaning toward our left side to open up the side of our trunk. Again, do as much as you can. If this is too strenuous, you can of course ease up a little bit into more of a center. I always encourage that we ease into things. Staring at the sky, open up that rib cage, bringing our arm down toward our body and bringing our trunk up to center. And doing the same thing for our left side. Raising up, dawn to high noon, and having that arm fall over closer to our head as we side bend our left trunk and holding. Nice stretch. If this is too much, always support ourselves with that opposite arm. And holding. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm down first toward the body as we bring our trunk up to center. Very good. Cat and cow. We twisted, we twisted this way, we went this way. Now let's give our trunk a nice forward and back movement, first by rounding out that lower back, reaching our arms down toward our knees, holding for a brief pause before climbing up. If you need to, you can always support your hands by climbing up with your legs, and then reversing that action, puffing up the chest and rounding out the lower back. I'm cinching my my shirt so you can see as I try to arch a little bit more. And we breathe in and reverse, lower ourselves, really stretching out that lower back and mid back, and up. Remember to breathe, everyone. Very good. And down. Coming down. Very good. Brief pause. Climbing back up for our third final repetition in this exercise. Good. Release that arch, holding nice and steady, nice and tall, so that we can engage our trunk muscles. As we do a reverse crunch, we're going to place our arms across our bodies and see how I have this gap in between my body and the back of my chair. That is on purpose. That's the intent. As I lean back, engaging these trunk muscles before falling into the loving support of that chair, I'm going to crunch forward and pull my body back to center as I raise my spine up nice and tall once again. That's the first repetition. We're going to do 8 in total. So falling back. Good. Nice and support. Crunching and pulling forward. Good. Tall. And number 3. Falling back. Crunching and pulling forward. Good. Halfway, falling back. Crunch and pull forward. Nice straight spine. This is number 5, fall back. Crunch and pull forward. Straighten up. Fall back. Crunch forward and pull. 2 more, everyone. You're doing great. Back. Crunch and pull forward. Straight back. Last time. Fall back. Crunch forward. And sitting up. Very good. Excellent, everyone. Whew. Everyone doing good? Feeling great? Nice. Excellent. Moving down into our hips. We're already in a great seated position, but having our lower body stay still for too long can always make things a bit more rigid. So we want to make sure, hey, you still awake? Good. I want to test you by getting a little marching up and down. I'm going to scoot back a little bit more so you can see the rest of my body. Nice and that's what we like to see. Engaging from the top down. Good. A little bit more. We can always alternate by going out, with our legs out, out, and in, out, in. I'm going to do 2 more of these. Squat, in, and in. Well, the arms had a nice little rest. They thought they were through, but we're not gonna let them get away with it. So what I like to incorporate right now is something called a modified starfish. It looks like, well, it looks sort of like a starfish or a firework. That sort of came into mind as we go out. Both arms out, legs out, and then back in. Takes a bit of coordination to do because we're reducing our basal support momentarily as we do so, and out and in. We can always modify by breaking up the movement where the arms just go out and then in, and then the legs go out. So that's always a good alternative to this exercise. But if we can manage having them going out and in simultaneously is always good, always a beautiful thing. And again, out to our comfort level. 2 more. Final 1, and in. Good. The arms are still not getting away with it. They want a little bit of strength, but the legs do as well. So we're going to squeeze our thighs together using our arms, and the thighs, they're gonna fight back. As I press my knees in, The knees, they want to press out, and we're going to hold this together as we feel our chest muscles activate and also our hip muscles as well. Holding and relax. Good. Nice isometric movement. We're going in, we're going out, but it looks like nothing is happening, but we know that things are moving and grooving and activating. That's what we want to see. It's not always about being showy. It's all about what's going on in the inside. Gonna go again. Squeeze the knees together while the knees push out. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. And one more time. Squeeze those knees while the knees fight back against the arms. Good. Hold. 3, 2, 1, and release. Now the inner thighs are saying, hey, what about me? Oh, fair point. We're going to take our arms. We can put the fists together in between our knees as the knees squeeze in and the arms fight back against. Holding. 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice, relax. Second time, squeeze those knees together as the arms fight back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good. Last time, squeeze the knees, spread those arms. Very good. And hold. 3, 2, 1, and release. Fantastic. Everyone's looking so good. After that nice strengthening period for those hips, I want to give them a little bit more movement by straightening out first our right leg, and like a pendulum or a metronome, our toes pointed up, they're just going to swing left and right. Oops. Scoot out a little bit more so you can see my toes pointing in and then pointing out. Having the leg straight incorporates and involves the entire leg. If they were bent and I was doing it like that, I'm just doing the lower half of my body. We want the entire leg in this. Going in as far as we can and then out as far as we can. 3 more times. 2 and 1. Very good. Same thing with our left leg. In and out. In, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Our leg is actually where we want it to be, in nice straight fashion. If you had to adjust yourself further into the chair, now is a good opportunity to get back into the edge of the chair as we lean forward to stretch out that hamstring. Straight back, hinging only at the hip, reaching forward until you feel a gentle pull in the hamstring. Holding and breathing. Breathing is always important. Every now and again you'll hear me cue for that. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly sit back up nice and tall. Bending that left leg to release the tension in the hamstring. And then following through with our right leg. Right leg goes out straight, toes up, heel on the ground. Nice tall upper body. Hinging at the hip and slowly coming down, leading with our chest. Excellent, everyone. Go to the point of tolerability. You don't want to overexert or pull too hard. We're going for a gentle pull. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release first with our upper body, standing nice and tall, then bending the knees. And I think we're good for that first portion. Now let's stand up. Head behind our chair. And go for knee bends first, activating a little bit more of these smaller portions of the leg. I don't want to misinform because these thigh muscles, they actually run the whole length, but in certain parts of the movement, some parts of our muscles work harder than others. So the first thing is going to be the knee bends. It's just going to be down slightly and then up. 2, we're going for 12 in total for this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Good. Activating now our hamstrings that we just stretched. They have the blood supply in order to get this nice movement in. We're going to heel raise as though we're trying to kick our own bum with our heel, alternating between the two. Go at your own pace, not a race. It's all about being in tune with your own movement. The chair is there for support if you need it. We can always create more of a balance exercise with this by reducing our support either with one hand or no hands, getting the strength and range of motion as well as the balance as necessary or as tolerated. Good. 2 more on either side. Last one. Good. Hips at the front, same thing, but now lifting, alternating, like a standing march. Off to the side, we can hold on. Good. Nice and tall. Good. I like how some people have advanced by not needing the chair. Again, if you need it, that's perfectly fine. That's what we want. We want to ensure that we're nice and safe. Do 3 more on either side. 2 and 1. Good. We went backwards, we went forward, now off to the side with first our right leg. 2, 3, going for 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. I'm going to switch off where my chair is so that we can move with the left leg. Nice and centered, nice and supported, and raising that left leg off to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Those sides, they're working a bit hard there, so that's good, but we also want to make sure that they're getting enough of their version of a shoulder shake, so we're just going to do a little hula hoop action. Good. 4 and 5 rounds. Going in the opposite direction for also 5. I see a bunch of hula dancers here. That's awesome. 4 and 5. Excellent. Hopefully when this whole pandemic is over, we can all go together to Hawaii. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be great. Sitting at the back of our chair for support if we need. Also, I mean, the chair is there as needed, as you can position them as however you need it to, but for the purposes, I'm going to be behind it as we do our toes and heel sway. First, lifting our heels off the ground, a little further so you can see my whole body, and then swaying back so that our toes lift up, reducing the base of support, going with this action, not only for the balance aspect, but also to continue to get the awareness of the tiny muscles in our feet and ankles. They're all important in working on our balance statically and in place, but also in walking. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming down, nice and firm. We're going to do my personal favorite, which is the tornado. The closer we bring our feet together, the more challenging this exercise. So again, if this is where we're at, that's perfectly good. As we imagine our bodies as a singular straight point that twirls around, our ankles. So how that looks is turning, rotating, side to the front, to the other side, and return, making tiny circles with our body. Feeling the weight of our entire body onto one side of our feet, and then into our toes, woo, and then toward our other side, and then to the back of our heel. I'm going to turn my body just so you can see a little bit more. See, as I'm leaning, and then I'm off to my left, I'm onto my heels, and then to my right. I'm going to do 2 more for good measure. And last one. Good. Excellent. Oops. We'll stretch the quads, either in standing, which can look like this, grabbing our foot and pressing it closer toward our buttocks. To get a little bit more of that stretch, we really want to focus on trying to get the knee pointed down toward the floor. Too much of this, we reduce the stretch. So right here is good. Holding, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and bring the foot down. And then the opposite leg, this will be our left leg, reaching out, turn, so you can see. Squeezing that heel into our bottom, focused on having that knee pointed down as we look out in front of us, nice and tall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring our feet front and back, almost like we're at a tightrope. Gonna work a little bit of that balance. The closer we are together, the more challenging. If we're directly heel to toe, gives us more of the challenge in the balance. So the wider we are, the greater the support we have. Likewise, the further apart we are this way, left and right, also gives us more ground to cover. So feet together, front and back, the greatest challenge. Holding on if we need to at a countertop or a chair. As we look, we rotate our head back and forth, feeling our ankles really activate, trying to get cover of our balance, but also shaking up the equilibrium. Balance comes from the head, first and foremost. And so to do this dual task is really great for our balance. Nice and slow. We can move back toward our chair. And now, and stretch the piriformis, our butt muscles, by crossing our foot, our ankle, over our leg. If this is too high, we can always straighten our leg down a little bit more and bring our foot down. You can still get a very good stretch in this. The more bent we are, we get more of the stretch, but go as much as we can tolerate. So I'll also do this right here. Crossing our leg in a figure 4, anchoring with one foot, and then with the other arm pressing down. Excellent. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to reverse this stretch by having our right arm over toward the outside of our leg and hugging it so that our knee is pointed or moving to the direction of our opposite shoulder. And you should feel a deeper stretch into the back of that hip. Excellent, everyone. Good. Nice deep breaths as we, again, continue to hone in that oxygen into the working muscles. Holding. Three, 2, 1. Slowly releasing. We can slide our leg back down, uncrossing. Now the opposite leg, in this case, my left leg will cross over my right. I'm going to pull that leg a little higher, as much as I can tolerate, taking that left hand and pressing it down gently so that the knee is moving toward the floor. Nice and tall and holding. Good. 3, 2, 1. Reversing the stretch, taking this arm, moving it to the outside of the knee, and pulling that knee across our body for a gentle stretch on the outside of our hip, knee toward the opposite shoulder. Also holding for about 20 to 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently releasing. Being nice and tall. We're going to take our right arm, first having it straight, crossing it over our body, taking our opposite left hand and right around our elbow, pulling it toward our chest to get a stretch in our shoulder. Everyone feel that? Good. So it looks like this, from this angle, holding. Like that on this angle. Very good, everyone. We'll release the stretch by first reducing that pull, bring that arm down, and having our right hand off to the side. So now we can do our left hand out in front, crossing over, and hooking at the elbow with our palm or our opposite forearm to really hug in that arm, stretching the left shoulder. Good. Holding, nice deep breaths. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release with that right arm, bringing hands down. As we reflect on today and all our days, we want to make sure that we get in tune with ourselves and our responsibilities. Sometimes we reflect on the things that we do for each other, for others, and we often forget about ourselves. So it's a great opportunity to love ourselves with nice, loving hugs, bringing our arms out, away, and then coming in, crossing over to give ourselves some nice love. Squeezing, spreading the shoulder blades out, rounding the back, if that's what feels good, because loving yourself should feel good. Spreading out and squeezing in, nice, loving, tender hug. One more for good measure, holding and reaching back across our bodies, squeezing, giving ourselves. If it's nice too, we can always shake ourselves in a little rotation, whatever feels good. Good. I love you. I love you too. That's what we should be saying to each other. We'll finish off with our wrists. First pulling them, palm side facing us, gently pulling in, like that. So I'll get a little bit closer so that you can see, like that. Reversing by bringing the palm side down, taking our hand and pulling it back to stretch that forearm, nice and gentle. 2, 1. Excellent. Release the stretch and work the left hand. So it looks like that. Palm side faces our chest as we gently pull. Good. Nice gentle release. Palm side now faces out, away from us, as we gently pull for our forearm. Holding. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interlocking our fingers together, almost like a prayer, and just getting gentle circles. Nice figure eights. Bringing these interlocked hands up toward the sky while still shaking, making circles, and coming back down so that our hands, interlocked fingers, come down, falling gracefully and peacefully onto our lap. And we'll finish off as we started with nice deep breaths in through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Bringing in air once again, constant supply into our lungs, and breathing out the negativity out through our mouths. 2 more times. Breathing in and out. Final time. And exhale. For everyone who is joining us for the first time, thank you and welcome. For those returning, I appreciate that you're on this journey with me again. Movement and exercise is something, it's not a one and done. It's a thing that we constantly do to maintain our bodies, the vitality and longevity, not just of our bodies, but for our mind and spirit. Everything is joined into one. And so this component, I hope, helps to enable you, to empower you to do more of the things that you love, not just today, but all the days leading into the weekend as we reflect on today, the 19th anniversary. Can't believe it's been that long since the tragic events of 9/11. But as I said in the beginning, we reflect on it as we move forward, stronger before, as one nation, one people. And it all starts with ourselves, nice and strong. So thank you again. I appreciate you all. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you all have a great rest of the day.